Are a rock star, pretty much. You're in a heavy metal band. How long have you been doing that?
I've been screaming in heavy metal bands since I was about 15 years old.
What's going on, everybody? It's Webster, the man, the voice of fragrance, here with Goddess Lilith. Goddess, how are you?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I'm doing great. Now, one of the things we were talking earlier and introduced by Kuya P, you are a rock star, pretty much. You're in a heavy metal band. How long have you been doing that?
I've been screaming in heavy metal bands since I was about 15 years old, and just like doing that in my parents' garage kind of thing. So it's been a long journey. That was always kind of like my dream as a younger kid, was to like be a rock star.
Now, what bands influenced you in your career in that regard?
Oh, so there's so many. When I was a little kid, I had an older sister, so she introduced me to a lot of good like 80s hair metal and stuff like that. Motley Crue. I'm trying to think. Motley Crue, Whitesnake, Poison. Eventually, like Metallica and stuff like that. So kind of like, that was my first taste of metal back then, and I just continued to discover some more modern bands like Pantera. I mean, Slayer, of course, is classic, and sort of when I was growing up, it was a little harder to find music, so I was sort of limited to the mainstream kind of stuff that I could hear on the radio or whatever. So the internet wasn't such a plentiful resource as it is now. So my influences were like pretty mainstream. But when I started to approach my 20s and get more into like black metal bands and stuff like that, that further influenced my sound. So now the band that I'm in is sort of like a melodic death metal mix.
Okay. Well, you had me at Metallica and Motley Crue, especially Motley Crue. I always loved Motley Crue. Now, with your, being in heavy metal, how does that sort of inspire you, or doesn't inspire you, all when it comes to being a dominatrix?
That's an interesting question. I would say sometimes anything with sort of like a hard driving beat can kind of get you more in that zone and kind of, hone in that focus and that mood. But I've found different music of almost all kinds can really do that for me, like even things like industrial or some hard techno. So I'm not sure if rock or metal has specifically influenced me, but I would say that maybe fashion-wise, I always took notice of rockers kind of like Joan Jett and Alice Cooper with their leather and spikes and everything. So I was definitely inspired by some of the fashion choices, and it just so happens that a lot of similar fashion sort of presents itself in fetish wear too.
Thank you, Neil. Let everybody know where they can find you.
So I am all over the internet. You can find me at goddesslilith.com. I'm also on all of your favorite like video clip sites. I'm on Pornhub. You can find me by searching for Goddess Lilith. I'm on OnlyFans and LoyalFans, same name, Goddess Lilith. And if you want to find my socials, it's at Goddess Lilith 66 on Instagram and Twitter. Right now, anyway, I do get deleted and shadow banned kind of often. So, but that's where you can find me right at the moment. And I've also written a book about how to be a foot model. So that, if anybody's interested in becoming a foot model and selling feet pictures, you can go to becomeafootmodel.com. And lastly, if you want to find anything about my band, you can just look for Sorrow Seed on Spotify or any other major platform, or you can just go to sorrowseed.com and find all of our links there.
Thank you very much. That's a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Check her out, Webster Style. We out.